Like, it's not like he is a villain character or whatever. He's not. Like, obviously, he's at the sister school.
Yeah.
And he didn't ask for any of this. I first thought maybe he got injured on a mission or something, and that's how he ended up the way he is. But he said that he was born basically like this.
Heavenly Pact. That sucks, no?
It does. And I feel really bad for that character. I mean, the fact that he can't even, like, normally if a character's, like, skin, he has some skin situation where, like, the sun would, like, burn them or something, I feel like they would at least be allowed out at night.
But he said the moonlight.
But he said even moonlight. And I was like, no, bro, no. I'm so sorry.
It's, you know, that's an interesting, like, dynamic or thing to add into a anime or a show. It's something that, like, you didn't ask for. You weren't willing to sacrifice this for greater power.
You weren't trying to get stronger, yeah.
It's just something that happened, and I don't know, that'd make me, like, in that position, I'd, like, resent, like, sorcery at that point. Like, I'd be like, what the fuck, dude?
I mean, that's like a villain origin story right there.
Yeah, I wonder what, like, how it happens. Is it just, like,
something that, like, his parents made the pact before he was born?
Or is it, like, something, like, just, like, like, drawing lots? Because, like, Jujutsu sorcery isn't, like, every person in the world can do it or see it, you know? So it's, like, what prerequisite has to be met, if any, for a Heavenly Pact to happen? I don't know. It's interesting.
I'm glad at least that his peers don't seem to be disgusted by him, or they seem to, like, treat him just kind of normal.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously there we got a little bit of, like, they ask favors of him, but if anything, that's just because he's a nice person and not intimidating and scary like the others. I didn't take it as much as they're taking advantage of him because he's this robotic puppet situation. It seemed more just like he's not as scary and mean, so they're gonna ask him to do things for them.
What do you think of Panda's, like,
ranking? I'm so glad he brought this up, like, onto the screen so I could look at it, because it went by really quickly. I couldn't really, like, get a gauge of it. So Toto is 1.
Grade 1.
Grade 1. And
Upper.
And that is, like, grade in terms of how old you are, or grade in terms of talent?
No, it's like a ranking of power.
The ranking of power,
Like,
okay.
we know Nanami was around that.
So why is Toto still a student if he's around that?
Because he needs to be taught. Like, it's a school.
So he's just a really, really strong student. Okay.
Yeah. Like, Gojo is, like, special grade, you know? Above number 1 is special grade.
So in that next tier, is that 1 as well?
This is lower 1, I think.
Lower 1, and that's the other scary guy.
Yeah.
Kamo?
Yeah.
And then we have Fushiguro. And
Momo.
We're thinking Momo's around there. Panda is below Fushiguro. And then Mekamaru is slightly below Panda, which obviously we saw that is true.
Well, but that's not what Mekamaru was ranked. Wasn't he? Didn't he say he was graded, like, upper first or lower first grade? Just because you are given a grade does not mean that that's your strength. Like, your grade is determined by other people. Like, there's, like, a higher up facility that determines what grade sorcerer you are. Remember when Nanami was, like, to that one
that
sorcerer?
He would recommend him.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of dumb, though. If it's, like, what if that means you could send someone in who's not actually capable if they were just recommended to basically be that level and they aren't actually, like, able to stack up.
That's true. I think I get that, but I feel like there has to be some basis at least to recommend.
There has to be, but, like, why else would they be showing us well, I guess they would send Mekamaru to certain missions.
Yeah.
He would probably stack up as 1.
And maybe that he just hasn't been given the opportunity to be proven to be that high grade of a sorcerer yet. Or, like, there's other things that could come into, you know?
And then we have Nobara and Mai. I was like, who is that?
Upper third.
Why does Maki have to be lower than Nobara and Mai? I get it, because Maki doesn't have cursed energy, but still, I don't like it. it's offensive. But they're showing us Miwa a little bit above her. So I guess if Maki can come up on top in this fight against Miwa, that would be a good thing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's anyone not on here. Oh, well, Itadori's not on here. But, like, how can you grade Itadori? That'd be pretty hard.
Not really. Because, again, like, it's not about Sukuna, right? It's about...
I guess just Itadori when he's not switched with Sukuna.
There's not many times that we've seen Itadori switch with Sukuna. You know,
True.
We've seen him fight outside of being switched more than we have him switched. But
and Toto's like training him.
I love it.
So I have some questions.
Okay.
So Momo was getting like a little bit pissy at Nobara when Nobara was, I guess, basically insinuating that Maki or that Mai doesn't have hardships, or that Maki has it harder and Maki's like really, really strong. And Momo said something like that Mai had hardships. And in my mind, I'm like, I'm sure she did, but like in comparison to Maki, I don't know if it would be the same level. But I mean, Maki seems like a very like a much happier person. Even with her hardships, it's like she's taken her hardships and she's decided to make it like her positively prove everyone wrong kind of energy. And it seems like Mai has this like pissy attitude at everyone kind of thing, or especially Maki. And I'm like, I guess I just don't understand their family dynamic, because you would think that Maki would be the one that was upset at Mai.
Yeah.
Because Mai has the talent and the energy.
Curse energy and curse technique, yeah.
So are Mai's hardships that Mai was treated maybe harsher or worse growing up to train or something, and Maki wasn't forced to go through certain rigorous training?
I can see that.
Or there was pressure from the family on Mai because Mai did have it. Obviously, it seems like Momo and Mai are very good friends.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, where is Mai? Because when Panda got shot in the shoulder, I thought that was Mai coming up from behind.
Yeah.
But it was not. And we got to meet Mechamaru. What was Mechamaru's real name? The guy. Did they even tell us what the guy's name was?
I don't know. I don't think so. I could be totally wrong.
He might just go by Mechamaru.
He definitely referred to the robot as Mechamaru. Like,
yeah, and everyone else when they're talking to him call him Mechamaru.
Yeah.
Like even the classmates.
Yeah.
The supposed maybe friends. My other question is, what happens when Panda's cores are exhausted? He doesn't necessarily die, but like what happens? Does the principal have to come and like regenerate him?
Good question. I don't know. He also said the two cores were close to dying, right? He
said that one was close to dying and one was exhausted.
Yeah.
But I remember when Mechamaru walked up and shot him, Mechamaru said something like internal dialogue about how that wouldn't kill him, or he would maybe be
no, I think that was like
act for a little while.
I think he meant like you can't kill a cursed corpse because they don't exist in the first place. I think it was like his perception of like disgusting cursed corpses. They're not even human. Like that's how I took it.
I thought he maybe said something about how long he thought it would take him out.
Maybe.
But I could be wrong about that.
Maybe.
But because Panda like jumps back up. But I'm wondering, like, does the principal have to do something to kind of heal, or is it basically just rest? Like, it's a small time period that he has to regenerate energy in the cores.
It's a good question. I don't know the answer. You know?
This episode made me think less of like Momo being this like cute little girl. Like, obviously it seems like she's a little bit older and a little bit more like snappy or like ticked off kind of thing.
I love the facial expressions in the show though. Like when she was getting ticked off, you know.
Yeah, and did she say she was gonna like whip Nobara into like cute shape or something?
Yeah.
And I'm like, Nobara is cute. What are you talking about?
But yeah, I like this episode. I like every episode. I like next episode a lot, though, personally.
Episode 17 you like a lot? Well, then I can't wait to see episode 17. I'm guessing that we ended with Miwa and Maki, so I'm guessing that start of episode 17 we'll get more Miwa and Maki, which I want to see Maki fight more, because I just love the character of Maki. And then I guess after that maybe we'll see Fushiguro, you know, his fight with Kamo.
Maybe.
I think Itadori and Toto, that's probably put to rest, maybe. They're kind of like, we're best friends and we're trying to get better and stronger and I don't want you to die. So I think
it was like, you better not die kind of thing.
Yeah, you better not die.
But yeah.
And then who knows, like, how long do you think Toge even needs to, like, take care of all the cursed spirits whatever that are around? Maybe not that long, so maybe this will be over next episode. I don't even know. Yeah. Because we're not seeing what he's up to.
True.
It seems like no one else is focused on it, so...
Seems like it's just him. We don't know where Mai is, though.
We don't know where Mai is. That is true. Maybe Mai decided to try to win.
Maybe.
But I thought Mai would obviously be looking for Nubara or Maki.
Yeah, I get that.
So I'm like, is Mai about to show up during this Miwa Maki fight and be like, Miwa, go away, I want to fight my sister kind of thing? But I don't know.
All right, you good? Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope to see you next time.
My other question is, what happens when Panda's cores are exhausted? He doesn't necessarily die, but like, what happens? Does the principal have to come and like regenerate him?
Good question. I don't know.
My other question is, what happens when Panda's cores are exhausted? He doesn't necessarily die, but like, what happens? Does the principal have to come and like regenerate him?
Good question. I don't know.